There are two sides to this seatbelt debate. One side says seatbelts save lives. Others worry that unbuckling may put students in danger in a crash or a fire.
Starting here, front door evacuation.
It's a race against the clock for elementary school students in Cleveland.
So we'd have to go really quickly and get off the bus quickly.
Third grader Maddie Garcia knows the drill. Bus riders are expected to participate once a year, and bus drivers know their role.
That bus is now dangerous to be on. I'm going to stay calm and bring those kids off that bus.
The drill could change if legislation passes. Seatbelts are added to school buses statewide.
Seatbelts are needed to prevent needless injuries and, as we saw in Woodmore, tragic deaths.
The National Transportation Safety Board recommends adding 3-point seatbelts to new school buses to save lives in crashes or rollovers. It's a move former NTSB Chairman Jim Hall calls a practical start, but it's not a popular one. Tennessee would be only the 7th state to add belts to buses.
It takes what they call the tombstone technology in Washington, that you have to have, unfortunately, tragedies and deaths in order to get the legislation in place.
There have been 13 deadly school bus crashes in Tennessee since 2012. That includes the Woodmore crash that killed 6 students last fall.
What happened with the passing of the 6 kids in Chattanooga, it didn't just affect the people in Chattanooga, it affected everyone. It affected every driver.
And soon it could affect every drill. We wanted to put seatbelts to the test to see how they change a routine evacuation. By following instructions, Maddie Garcia and her 21 classmates were able to make it off the bus in less than a minute. Half the time state officials say it takes for a bus to go up in flames. We put a group to the test using a bus for special needs that is retrofitted with belts. Keep in mind this bus is smaller and can hold fewer students. Students made it off the bus in plenty of time, but reported a few hang-ups.
It was kind of harder to get off the bus because we had to unbuckle really quickly, and it was like kind of hard to have the seatbelts.
It's a test that has the Director of Operations for Cleveland City Schools thinking about additional training if the seatbelt bill is adopted. New policies would also need to be created since there's not one now.
Bus drivers are nervous about how it will affect them if they have an accident and there's a child who's unbuckled.
Trying to get 60 kids versus 20 kids to listen to you and follow your direction, especially in an emergency situation, is definitely, going to take more time.
April Miller can't help but remember Woodmore and question her role in the event of a crash.
If something were to happen, how do I decide which child I'm going to bring off of the bus if I can't get to all of them?
More safety measures, more training, and more questions. Some lawmakers say it's too much to ask of a bus driver.
I don't think this is a good piece of legislation. I think it is based on emotion, and any kind of legislation that is based on emotion is usually not good policy.
I don't think passing the law will give us answers. I think it's going to initially propose a lot more questions.
The other question is how to pay for seatbelts. The state may end up footing the bill, and it's a big one. On average, a new school bus costs around $100,000. Add the belts, and that's another 10 grand. Take, for example, Cleveland City Schools, where we're at right now. They have 26 school buses that would have to be replaced. That adds up to nearly $3 million. Now, if the bill passes, new school buses bought after July of 2019 would have seatbelts. We're live in Cleveland tonight. Cameron Taylor, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.